The Benny Hill Show is often remembered for its slapstick humor, chase sequences, and Hill's Angels, but its influence extends far beyond surface-level comedy. Running for over 30 years and broadcast in 97 countries, the show captivated millions of viewers, with 31 million tuning in at its peak in 1971. Beneath the laughter, Hill employed a variety of visual and technical tricks that subtly altered how audiences perceived space, speed, and humor. These techniques, combined with careful staging, hidden cameos, and symbolic imagery, created a richer, more sophisticated comedic world than many viewers realized at the time. The screen wraparound effect. One of the most distinctive visual techniques used in the show was the wraparound effect. In this gag, performers would run off the left side of the screen and immediately reappear on the right, defying conventional spatial continuity. Far from being an editing error, this effect drew on traditions from silent film and cartoons. It created the impression of a cyclical universe in which the physical space of the performer's world could fold in on itself. The technique became especially famous during the chase scenes, where it heightened the absurdity and kept viewers laughing before they could question the impossible physics. The undercranking technique. Hill's chase sequences are iconic for their frantic, cartoon-like pace, achieved through undercranking. This involved filming at a slower frame rate of 18 to 21 frames per second instead of the standard 24. When played back at normal speed, the actors' movements appeared exaggerated and comical. Inspired by silent films and the Keystone Cops, Hill even varied speeds within a single shot, making some actors appear more frantic than others. This subtle manipulation went largely unnoticed by viewers, who instinctively recognized it as humorous without understanding why, proving Hill's mastery of cinematic timing and visual perception. Cameos by future stars. While most viewers focused on Hill, the show was also a launching pad for aspiring performers. Many dancers, extras, and bit players later achieved international fame. For instance, Jane Leeves, who became well known as Daphne Moon on Frasier, began as one of Hill's Angels. Hill's extensive use of extras allowed audiences to experience an early treasure hunt for future celebrities. The show's careful choreography and visual staging meant these performers were often in the background, performing routines that enhanced the humor without drawing attention to their later stardom. Musical and guest appearances. Some performers appeared for only a single episode, often as musical guests, making cameo appearances that went unnoticed by most viewers. These one-off appearances were clearly indicated on the show, but remained obscure until the performers found success elsewhere. By mixing well-known guests with unknown talent, Hill created a dynamic viewing experience where viewers could focus on the action while potentially spotting future stars. Even these brief roles contributed to the show's layered humor and richness, emphasizing the depth of planning behind what appeared to be spontaneous comedy. Bloopers and accidental details. Despite its polished presentation, The Benny Hill Show included genuine mistakes that were left in the final cuts. Crew members occasionally appeared in reflections, shadows, or out-of-place props, creating unintended humor. Hill preferred filming scenes in single takes, which amplified variations in performance and allowed subtle differences in timing, voice, or movement to enhance the comedy. These accidental inclusions added layers to the show, rewarding attentive viewers while subtly reinforcing the chaotic energy of Hill's sketches. Visual metaphors and symbolism. Hill frequently employed symbolic imagery to convey sexual or romantic humor without explicitly showing it. Instead of direct depictions, montages of rockets, washing machines, fireworks, or champagne corks replaced conventional censorship methods. These visual metaphors allowed audiences to instantly grasp the comedic context and emotional beats, creating a rhythm of humor that combined both timing and symbolism. The rapid sequences often escalated in absurdity, building on one gag after another, enhancing both comedy and storytelling. Chase scene direction reversal. Contrary to popular belief, Hill was rarely the aggressor in his famous chase sequences. In most instances, he was fleeing from people he had offended or accidentally upset. This included chefs, police officers, elderly women, and sometimes Hill's angels. Promotional material, however, often emphasized Hill chasing women, skewing public perception. A deeper look at the episodes shows Hill as a hapless everyman, inadvertently creating chaos rather than a sexual pursuer. This inversion of traditional chase dynamics adds depth to the series and recontextualizes its gender portrayals. Henry McGee's hidden role. Henry McGee, the show's straight man, provided a grounding presence through interviews, sketches, and authority figure roles. However, many viewers did not realize he also supplied the famous announcement, "Yes, it's the Benny Hill Show." McGee's dual role demonstrates his range as a performer, using different vocal tones and energy levels to distinguish between his announcer persona and his on-screen character. This hidden layer exemplifies Hill's attention to detail and the way the show integrated multiple comedic functions into single performers. Technical and comedic layering. The success of the Benny Hill Show was not simply a product of slapstick. Every element, from wraparound gags to frame rate manipulation, hidden cameos, accidental bloopers, and symbolic imagery, was carefully layered to engage viewers on multiple levels. Each episode combined technical innovation with visual wit, producing a seamless comedy that felt spontaneous while being meticulously constructed. Hill's mastery of timing, space, and perception allowed audiences to laugh at absurdity while unconsciously appreciating the craftsmanship behind it. The legacy of the show. The Benny Hill Show remains a landmark in television comedy because of its combination of physical humor, technical ingenuity, and careful attention to detail. Its influence is seen in later television, film, and even video game design, particularly in its playful manipulation of space and timing. Viewers today can revisit episodes with fresh eyes, recognizing both the visual tricks and early appearances of performers who later became stars. Beyond laughs, Hill's work illustrates how comedy can be both entertaining and intellectually engaging. Conclusion. The genius of Benny Hill lies not only in his comedic timing, but in the intricate visual and technical strategies that underpinned every episode. Wraparound effects, undercranking, symbolic montages, hidden cameos, and subtle role reversals combined to create a richly layered television experience. While audiences primarily remember those slapstick and chase sequences, closer analysis reveals the sophisticated planning and ingenuity behind each gag. The show's enduring popularity demonstrates the power of meticulous craftsmanship in comedy, reminding us that even the simplest laughs can be the result of deeply considered art.